Hey folks, so I've got something that I've been meaning to tell you guys about, but I was waiting for it to come in so I can explain why on earth a cell phone is so important to Li Shuang and her stories. So, this cell phone actually isn't originally Li Shuang's. It belongs to her good friend Park Soo-jin, who is a Korean girl that gets trapped in the city. Li Shuang is actually trying to help Soo-jin stay alive, and also track down Soo-jin's missing brother, Woo-jin. So Soo-jin ends up giving Li Shuang her cell phone for those times when Li Shuang leaves the city to, go to the curiosity shop usually. Now, this cell phone actually really is important to both Soo-jin and Li Shuang. So, this cell phone is actually the only way that Woo-jin can get in contact with Soo-jin. The thing is, though, Woo-jin's been trapped in the city longer than Soo-jin has, and a lot of the time when it says that a call is coming from Woo-jin, what it actually is just screaming. Well, I shouldn't say screaming. It's silence, and then just when you think maybe like someone hung up, then the screaming starts. And it continues for about 5 minutes, and then the call just drops. And if you try to phone back, it says that Woo-jin is out of the service area. So after the first few times of that happening, Li Shuang volunteers to pick up the phone instead of Soo-jin because, well, quite understandably, Soo-jin is pretty sure that it's her brother on the other side screaming. But whenever Li Shuang picks it up, there isn't the screaming. So, Soo-jin decides that this cell phone will be the way that she'll stay in contact with Li Shuang when she's out of the city. Because Li Shuang is basically the only person that is helping Soo-jin and, has a whole lot of helpful hints on how to survive in the city, which alleyways to avoid and what times to avoid them at, if there are upcoming ceremonies or rituals that you want to not be on the street or you absolutely have to be on the streets. All those little things that help you stay alive when you're in a completely unfamiliar and honestly really terrifying and horrifying environment. And the cell phone, it's hard to see on my crappy webcam, but there actually are a couple of scratches. And the scratches are from Soo-jin getting chased by things and her cell phone falling out of her bag, her being attacked, and her cell phone getting damaged. It still works, but it has had a hard life. And it's not supposed to be a super high quality, top of the line. It's something that Soo-jin has had for years, and it actually belonged to her brother first, so it's quite a few years old now. But it still works well enough. Speaking of my lovely citizen here, not sure what to call her, city dweller seems weird. I actually tried Drew's eyes in her, or I should say Drew's old eyes in her, and they look really cool. Now to explain why she has red eyes. The city has a connection to all of its citizens. Basically, if you live there long enough and you're somehow able to survive, that's because the city likes you, for whatever reason, and has decided that you are not going to die. Not yet. However, so this protects you, however this also means that the city can use you for its own devices. And one of the things the city uses Li Shuang for is when she goes to the curiosity shop, she acts as the messenger from the city. As in, when her eyes go red like this, it's because the city is actually possessing her and speaking through her. In contrast to the curiosity shop, which can make an avatar, can make an avatar to interact with people, the city can't. The city can change things, the city can make words appear on walls, but the city can't manifest itself as some sort of humanoid creature, or as any sort of creature, really. However, unlike the curiosity shop, the city can possess people it grants its favor to. People like this girl here. And usually the city doesn't say anything too menacing when it possesses people, though pretty much every time it possesses she's not the youngest hand girl, but the hand daughters, to pass on a message to the curiosity shop, it's usually, "Curiosity shop, why don't you come and join me in the city? I can protect you. No one will ever hurt you." So the curiosity shop is going like, no, you are creepy. Stop trying to get me to come and live with you. This isn't going to work. And the city possessing someone will just smile and go, "You'll change your mind eventually, and I'll be waiting for you when you do." So yes, that is two little notes about Li Shuang's character. Oh, and I have to say, another thing that I love about this cell phone prop is she can actually hold it. She can actually hold it up to her ear, and that is so awesome. Okay, bye.